right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Legacy Loading. We have the OGs,
the cast,
House of Vibe,
the faces of Missouri City, Texas, right
the
here.
face of Airbnb.
Do people know
This is
about House of Vibes, or is that just like an inside
I don't
joke
think
with
we-
us?
They don't know. No,
They don't know about House of Vibes.
yeah. House of Vibes is the OG
Harry,
Airbnb.
Actually, so yeah,
tell the story,
Harry's.
Harry.
That's Harry's
Yeah.
Airbnb.
it was the Airbnb that we all lived in together.
Shout out Freddie.
Yeah, shout out Freddie. The actual listing was in Missouri City, Texas, and it was just called House of Vibes.
I thought it was a joke at first.
No, that was literally
Like,
the
oh yeah,
advertisement.
House of Vibes, but no, like literally.
And if you saw the house, vibes is one
vibes
word
were
to
there.
describe it. I walked in the very first day that I got there. It was only supposed to be for a month. I walked in. The first thing I saw was Lily, the dog, in a cage. It was like 8 p.m., pitch dark, and I didn't know which room was mine. And I flipped on a light, and there was a hallway because there's 3 bedrooms, and they all had soundproofing black covers
So annoying.
over the doors for some reason. It looked like a horror house, and I was like, "Hello?" Nobody was home except for Lily barking, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And eventually, I found the room, and
It's really crazy, bro.
yeah, and then I was like, "All right, I guess I'm sleeping here tonight," and that was it. And then Lily broke out the cage and then slept in my room that night, and that was day one.
That house was literally historic.
Yeah, it needs to be in a
If
museum.
you don't know what we're talking about, right? When we all lived in the house together. This was our first place we all lived when we came to Texas. Harry was the first one there, and then we all just trickled in. Wow, that's fucked up.
Pick it up.
And then we all just trickled into the house. And
Well, we got to tell the story about how
Yeah, well-
everyone trickled
How we
in.
trickled in.
It was insane.
Who was second? Aaron, and then
should you,
Alright.
I feel like you guys know by now who these guys are.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
But yeah, let's start from the beginning. Well, this is gonna be like more of a storytelling
Yeah.
pod. We're gonna tell the story of all of us, how we got together. These were all strangers. We were all strangers a little over a year ago, and now it's insane
Has
to
it
think.
really only been that? Because I remember I moved I moved
20
March of 21.
I moved June 21.
Okay.
So,
You
like,
moved in at some point.
Less than 2 years.
yeah,
Less
Yeah.
than 2 years.
definitely.
Less than 2 years. Yeah.
Year and a half, something like
We were
that.
kind of all strangers, and now it's.
I guess we were all just like reminiscing on it a little bit last night because
Yeah.
right now we're all, now that we moved into, or now that Joe and
Mhm.
Aaron moved into this new house, Dorian's living elsewhere, I'm living elsewhere. Like it's rare that we all get together and I guess really reflect on, like you said, how little time it actually was and how much got done and how
Yeah.
much happened in between that time and how much is still happening. So I guess we never really told the story. I think partly because we were all so focused on what we were doing and not really taking a lot of time to reflect. But sometimes when
look
you
back,
when you pull up the photos and videos of back at that
Yeah, it's
house,
just
Yeah.
you can really
insane.
appreciate like
Yeah.
even this being like, oh my god, remember the original? We'll just call it the
Yeah.
House of Vibes.
We
like
should
the
definitely
original
pop
House
that
of
on the
Vibes.
screen. Me and you
Yeah.
on the,
Yeah.
in one room. And
Like
shit.
we're adult men living in this like in the room that could only fit 2 beds. And
Yeah.
did he even have a closet?
no.
No, you guys
no,
on
I
the
know
ground.
about-
You had
I know
your clothes on the ground.
about-
yeah, yeah.
I just had I had like shirt pile, pants pile, shorts pile.
But we're
book
all
closet.
we're like in our mid 20s at that point, late 20s, and like it just the amount of
Yeah.
we had one bathroom that we shared with.
Awful bathroom.
At that point, there was a point
Yeah.
when we were
And it
all
was-
living there.
It's the smallest bathroom ever.
Yeah.
Tina
4
was
guys
there.
splitting it.
Yeah.
So Tina was so for us plus Tina plus guests.
It was
Whenever
like
else
six,
there was other
six
guests.
people sharing one bathroom.
And the
Yeah.
bathroom was like would clog all the time.
And it
shit.
wouldn't. The shower wouldn't drain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to say we like started this shit, but we definitely like made the blueprint of like moving down to like coming
At
here,
the time,
living with people, living in Airbnb. Like
that's what we preached so
it was
hard, though.
it was kind of new. This was pre Alphaland. You know
Yeah,
what
this
I'm
was
saying?
Alpha-
Obviously now
Alphalete
it's like
days.
this is like Alphalete, and we were the first. I don't know. Were we the first? I don't know. But
Well, you had like James and Brandon that moved in.
no, yeah, for sure.
They moved in like I don't know what half a year before I got there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no. Well, definitely they were obviously before us, but
I think when it comes to Alphaland, we were the first ones because we were training before Alphaland was open.
Yeah,
And then like
and
we
people were
started talking
surprised,
about it
yeah.
and everyone started moving because of
Yeah.
people were
that.
surprised. Like, oh, you guys live together?
Yeah.
Yeah, I live with Harry. Like,
Yeah, I don't think there were any like. I mean, you could hardly consider it a content house because we were all sub 5,000 followers on anything back
Yeah.
then. Well under that, I think I was like
Dorian.
sub 1,000.
Dorian had like 2K.
2K
Yeah.
to like
Yeah.
100K. It was
Yeah,
fucking crazy.
I remember the first time one of us hit 10K. Was it you that hit 10K first?
I think it was-
Yeah, I kept
We
pictures.
had
balloons.
I still have a picture of that
got
on my
balloons.
phone. Yeah,
Bros.
you bought me protein bars. Alani
Yeah.
protein bars in a
Yeah.
Starbucks
Dude.
coupon. For
Okay, all right. I'll try to give the
Yeah,
the abbreviated version, and then you guys cut in when you have your own sort of.
well, you start because
Part
you were
about it.
first. So
So I moved
start
here.
how you got.
Not
So,
even moved here. So
House of Vibes.
it was like it was in during COVID at that time, and I was doing online coaching. Shout out to Coach Patty, and because I did one summer shredding show in 20. At that point, it was 2020, right before, and I was like, "Yo, if I'm gonna do online coaching, I might as well move to Houston for a month, just do online coaching there, try to make it," because that was, to me, that was like the hub. That's where things were going on. I was a huge fan of Alphalete at the time. And so I was like, I'm doing it at my house in North Carolina. I might as well go do it there. So I just packed a bag for 1 month, booked the House of Vibes. I sat down, I literally sat there and I basically just laid everything out. I was journaling a bunch of the time. I was like, here are the things I want to get done. And that was the start. And I only knew one person at the time, which was Evan, because I competed with him. Shout out Evan. Or Ethan.
Shout out Ethan.
That's how he did. He was the one that took me in right away. And because he was the only local that I knew, like introduced me to a few people. And conveniently within that first month of time, pretty early on, maybe week 2, Evan and I were like trying to film TikToks early in the morning. So one day we were trying to get there at like 8 a.m. to film TikToks. And Evan just casually mentioned, he's like, sometimes I see Remington James coming to Alphaland at that hour. And at the time, I didn't really... Alphalete Gym, yes. Did I say Alphaland? Yeah. Coming to Alphalete at that hour. And I was like, I didn't know much about Rem, but I knew that like he had a YouTube channel and he was like popping. And I was like, okay, cool. Like maybe we'll say what's up to if we see him. That next day, we pull up to the gym to just film TikToks. And Rem pulls up in his white G-Wagon. And I don't know how he and Evan knew each other, but it was at least casual and conversational. And we're about to walk in. He goes, "Hey, I'm actually having a UFC watch party at my house. Like this weekend, you guys should come." And this is the first time we met this dude, or I've met this dude, and we're like, look at each other, we're like, "Yeah, Remington James, we'll
Not
come to your house
surprised.
to
Knowing
watch
him now,
UFC."
like,
Yeah. It all
He
makes
still
sense then.
does
I'm like, yeah, all right, like word, we'll go to your house. It turns out that was like, I think one of his first gatherings for a UFC party. So he maybe put the invite out to like 10 people, and out of those 10 people, it was me, Evan, Ankrum, Ankram's girlfriend, Remington, and maybe 1 or 2 other people. So because Evan and I showed up on time, which I guess like you don't do that. We showed up on time. We were the only ones there, and got to talk to Remington and Ank right when we got there.
It was the
And
first time meeting
for a while. Yeah,
Ank?
first time meeting
Okay.
Ank, and we got talking for a while. And at the time, they were just getting anabar off the ground. They had just their OG flavors, no warehouse, no nothing, and they had their OG flavors there, and they were like really hype about it. And it was fun. I mean, it was super hype at the time too. So we were all about it. Got to know them really well, and then. So I guess it was only a couple. Okay. So how I ended up staying after that. So we did the UFC watch party.
What made you stay?
Yeah, we did the watch party. It was Remington. Honestly, we did the party. It was fun. My flight to go back home was the following weekend. And me and Evan were still just bopping around doing content. Like nothing was keeping me there. Like online coaching wasn't really picking up. I wasn't doing a great job of growing that, I guess. But we were trying to get content done. And Remington said, "Hey guys, we're doing another party next weekend." And that was the weekend after I was supposed to fly back. So I'm like talking to Evan. I'm like, dude, like I can't go home, right? Like we gotta see where this goes. I gotta stay at least another week. So I just canceled my flight back, didn't book another return flight. And it really ended up being a chain of Remington inviting us to UFC watch parties and us slowly creating a friend group out here and bringing more and more people to where it then became a return for Remington because we were having a lot of fun at these parties. Evan and I were bringing a bunch of people. He was inviting more people. It ended up being an event, and we kept bringing people to these, and it was bigger and bigger. And he's like, "Hey, there's another fight here. There's another fight here," and it just literally went one into the next, and I never, to this day, I never ever went back home. I was there for 8 months on my North Carolina lease that I was paying double rent, and never went back. I didn't even move myself out of that place. My roommate did. Like that was it. One thing kept leading to the next, and so
That's insane, bro.
that was the original Alphalete
Literally
Airbnb situation.
So that second UFC party that you got invited to, that's when I actually came into town.
Was that early?
That was it was that early because
And why'd you come into town?
so
Yeah, why did you?
I visited Alphalete because my friend Francis, he moved here. And I left to go travel nurse. So I drove from Pennsylvania and had my first travel contract at UNC. So I drove from Pennsylvania to UNC. the same day I took a flight to Texas. So I didn't even unpack anything.
Just to go see Alphalete.
Yeah, just to go see Alphalete.
Are you sure?
No, this is the first time. So I flew to Alphalete, had a great time. I didn't meet any of you guys. I didn't even know you. I just went to Alphalete, hung out with Francis. I didn't know you. And then I left the
Carly
gym.
didn't know he has like 1,000 followers.
He had 1,000 followers. You don't know me? So I left the gym, and I'm on like my way back to the airport, and someone hit me up through Instagram DMs, like saying she wanted to come, like she wanted to talk to me, but I was like, I looked like I was busy deadlifting. So I was like, oh.
Story of his life, dude.
That's Riz.
I was so busy.
good slide
I
right
was
there.
busy deadlifting.
Wait, you were deadlift? What kind of weight were you pulling?
I was only
back
pulling
then?
like 405.
About the PR.
35.
Can't talk right now.
So me and her started talking, and then she's like, you should come visit me for this weekend. It's my birthday. And that was the same weekend that you were planning Rem was planning that second UFC party. So I came down. Long story short.
So you said, yeah. You were like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll come
come
back
say-
down again.
Yeah,
So
I'm
long
gonna
story
visit.
short, fast forward like 3 months later, I get ghosted, and I'm at the airport about to fly to Houston. And then I don't know how. Harry
know
just randomly Harry just DM'd me. I don't even know this guy. He's like, hey, I heard you're coming here. You have no place to stay. You can stay with me for the weekend. I'm like, I'm already at the airport. Might as well.
And we went out to sushi that night.
Yeah, no, I pulled up to the airport. Harry sent me the address. It is the House of Vibes listing he's been living in.
Uh-huh.
And
There were other people that were living there at the time, right?
No, you mean Freddie.
Yeah, it was.
There was
Captain
more people.
America.
No,
Well, he was
after.
but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he moved after. He moved after. But I'm pretty sure there were randoms that were there. I'm almost. Did you have a bedroom when you came to
I
visit?
had my own bedroom.
Really?
It was Joe's old room. Yeah, it was just us two. It was us two and Freddie.
Interesting.
So I pulled up there. Harry was like, "Hey man, you want to go see a movie?" I'm like, "This is crazy."
Wasn't that suspicious?
I was,
Let me-
I was supposed to go on a date, but now I'm on a date with a dude. This is insane.
I will say the part that he didn't know, or we've talked about it before, but like I was at the time close friends with the girl that was gonna hang out with Aaron, and she came to me and she's like, "Please help." She got really bad cold feet, and he had already booked the flight to come, and I was like, "All right, don't worry about it. Like, I'll take care of it. I'll hang out. I'll hang out with him."
Take him out. Best date of my life.
That was it. And yeah, so go ahead.
That's where I met Harry, and we just had a great time.
We didn't kiss, but it was
we
still
didn't
good.
kiss. But and then I think the day later we were supposed to go to that pool party, and that's when I met Remington, and that's when you were planning
Which pool?
Clay.
Was that the wait, the photo? Remember
the
the photo?
We need to throw it up right here. The
Dude,
photo.
The photo. Oh my god.
The photo.
Oh, it's
Of
like-
all of us standing on the
fuck you talking
pool.
about?
Yeah,
Okay.
all of us
Oh, I
in.
had. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, see?
I know that picture. Yeah.
Okay, so
So that's when I met Rem, and I met obviously everyone. That's when I met my
and you were
current girlfriend.
Were you
too.
thinking of travel nursing in Houston at the time, or no?
No, that's when I just visited. And I was like, man, I really like this place. I'm gonna go travel nurse here. After my contract ended, I was just visiting for the weekend. But pretty much, I met Harry there. I met Rem, Ank. I found out about anabar when I was there, and then we went to Masa the last night.
Shout out
And
Sushi
low
Masa.
key, we made Masa popular. No one was
Yeah.
going to Masa.
We claim Sushi Masa. People hear this, we're
No,
gonna
it's
get
true, it's true.
flamed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Sushi Masa was that was the night where we talked about like
Everything.
you actually
Moving here.
moving here and what that would look like.
Yeah. So if it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't be here right now. If we didn't have that talk at Masa, because I flew back.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna text my recruiter. Like, I want to go to Houston after this contract ended.
Yeah.
You were able to do that?
Yeah,
You
I'm
were
able to do
like
that.
put a word in like I want to go to Houston.
Mhm.
Oh,
So
that's
we
dope.
looked for travel contracts in Houston.
Damn.
I booked it and I came down here in June, and then
You guys will
how I came
see
down here.
as the story kind of grows how like the littlest things led to the next
Yeah.
little thing, which like led to here. So it's crazy how like that you coming down to visit that girl for that second time and us hanging out is what got you here, and then that ended up leading to
Yeah.
like
It's so
Joe's
weird.
meeting up with Joe.
So when
too.
did Joe? When did you come visit?
So how
Well,
long?
no, Dorian's next.
Dorian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Summer Shredding 2021 we were doing together, right?
Yeah.
So Summer Shredding 2021 I'm prepping. I'm just at the gym. At that time that's where Swolenium came in. Like
Yeah.
we were just hanging out at the gym one night at Alphalete late night.
You guys just became friends just from the gym?
Yeah.
Well, us, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so
Yeah.
that's
By
when I met him.
accident.
I remember when I met him for the first time because
I
we were
remember.
it was just a bunch of us like
It was on the fly
dude,
machine.
not even micro. Yeah, exactly.
Cables.
The
Bro,
pec
it
decks.
was
Yeah.
different
Not
vibe.
even- yeah.
The atmosphere was so different. in
There were
Alphalete.
no,
Yeah.
there were no,
So
dude.
different.
The biggest influencers at the time were like Justin Howells,
Yeah.
Like there was very few influencer athletes at
Yeah.
Alphalete.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very few. And so like all these, I wouldn't even call us micro influencers because none of us had
just
any,
regulars.
just regular
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
that like were
Yeah.
making content. We all had this little group together and we're hanging out, just sitting on the cable machine one night. It must have been like 8:30 p.m. And like it was dead because Alphalete gym was really small and it wasn't like as popping as it is now.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like when someone new walks in, so Dorian walks in, he's this handsome, shredded European dude with a big camera.
Bass
We're
Pro
like,
Shops
who?
hat.
Yeah,
Bass
Bass
Pro
Pro
Shops at
Shops.
perm.
Dangly earrings.
Barely speaks a lick of English. We're like, who the fuck is this
Gibberish.
guy? Yeah, we're like, who the hell is this guy? And I think Swolium is the one that knew you, but he walks in with his camera and a lunchbox to Alphalete, and we're like, what the fuck's
I
going
had
on?
tilapia and cucumbers.
So we introduce each other. We're like, he's from Galveston. We're like, I don't even know where Galveston was. I'm like, all right, he literally had, he had a
Fish and cucumber.
tilapia and cucumber with mustard. That was the meal that he
my
brought to the gym.
I was prepping for summer training.
Yeah, more than we were apparently, because he was just eating mustard and cucumbers. And so we worked out with him. He was, I mean, you were cool. So we're like, yo, when you come back, because you were commuting from Galveston.
That was yeah,
to
okay,
Houston.
okay. So I can say probably right now
Yeah.
because I got my green card. So I was at that time. I came in America. I moved. I didn't know that person. That was over my friend. So my friend's friend was living in Galveston. So he was like, if you want to help, go to Galveston, live at his place, whatever.
Yeah.
It was close to Houston, so I was like, why not? Someone can help me. I don't have to pay rent, anything. So
Your goal was to come and work with Alphalete.
my
That's
goal
why
was
you moved
just
close
to meet
Houston.
Christian and be in Alpha. That was the only goal
That's
coming
why you
here.
chose
Nothing
Galveston.
else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even summer training competing. Summer training was also only an like outlet to get to where I want. Right. So there was a, and
Yeah.
at that time I was prepping, but I came from playing professional soccer player to working as a server in the restaurant. So now I can say that. But I was working on a fake name, obviously, because I'm an immigrant. And, at that time,
You didn't know.
but anyways, I was driving from Galveston like once or twice per week at least because I was working double shifts in a restaurant from 10 in the morning till 10 in the evening every day. So 2 times per week I'll have one shift only and I will drive to Galveston. And first time I met
Houston.
to Houston,
Yeah.
sorry. First time I met Svolium, yeah. And then by accident I was in a gym. I was filming by myself. Like I would put the tripod and I was filming workouts, whatever. I was just happy
Didn't
to be in
know
Alpha.
anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
didn't know anyone.
yeah.
And he approached me in a locker room. He was like, yo, like you look good, whatever. Started talking. I said I played soccer. He was like, yeah, I played soccer in Colombia or some Ecuador, whatever. That's how we connected. And then I came like second or third time I drove there, and I was like, I really want to move here because like now summer training is going on. So I was trying to prepare for a summer training because it wasn't at that time. It was a COVID. He announced like 2 months before summer training that it's actually gonna happen. So
Yeah, that's right. Because it was because COVID at the time
Yeah,
like, was making
it wasn't
everything
supposed to be.
uncertain. We
Yeah.
didn't know if it was going to happen or
Yeah.
not.
And
Yeah.
the drive was like an hour.
an hour every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So
Gal-
there
Galveston's
and back,
far from-
yeah.
Right.
So
from
2
Alpha.
hours just losing
That's
a good point.
to yeah.
Just to drive.
Yeah.
And were you living in the house at the time?
I
when
was
he
living at the
slept in
house at a time, but I didn't even know him. The first time I met him was when we started looking for a different house.
Okay.
And I met
Yeah.
Dorian when we all pulled up to the house tours.
Wait, really? Wasn't he couch crashing before
he
we started
wasn't
looking?
couch crashing.
Yeah, I
yet.
was, yeah.
Were you?
Yeah, I was crashing the couch.
Because what it
here and
was
there,
is
yeah.
because we were competing in the same show, and I was like, "Yo, Dorian, you can't be driving 2 hours on prep. You're gonna burn
Yeah.
out."
Just
so I
to,
was like,
just to train.
I was I was like, bro, like bring your stuff, stay for a day or 2 days at a time on our couch. So you were sleeping. So you were like, yeah, like how did you think of that when I brought that up?
how that came. I wanted to say that. Then my friend said, I was like, I want to move, and then he said you and Evan wanted to make a house,
Yeah.
I don't remember
content
this.
house. Literally,
Yeah.
he told me, and then I said to him, he was like, yeah, talk to Harry, and then you said, I remember, you were like, yeah, we are doing the content house. Like, if you want to move, like, I'm down. We need to like 2 more people or something like that. I was like, yeah, I'm down. Like, I live in Galveston by myself now. I want to live here. And then you were like, you can crash here and there, and then I started crashing like once or twice per week in the couch in the middle of the room. Like everyone was like around me,
why I
walking
brought him.
around.
I think I came home one day from work and my scrubs. I'm like, who is this?
Yeah.
guy?
Some dude on the couch.
Yeah, and then I was like 10 days out of summer shredding, and I quit the job at the restaurant.
Server.
I was 10 days out. I was still working double shifts, like walking on a peak week and stuff like that. And then I started sleeping all the time in your bed. Like 10 days I was prepping less.
Well,
than
not what,
days.
Whoa.
I was crashing at the couch
house,
last
on
10
the
days
couch.
and I'm prepping for a summer shredding. And
Yeah,
then-
Yeah.
Bro, as summer shredding was getting closer and more people were coming into town, do you remember the days that like there were 2 people sleeping on the floor, 1 person in the hammock, 1
Yeah.
person on the
Yes.
couch,
Yeah.
1 person in every room.
We had, like,
there
8
were
people.
points when Freddie, who was our host, had to make rules about how many people could be sleeping at the house because it was just like
And no one was paying though.
no, nobody was
No one
paying.
was
Everyone was
paying.
just
Except for
sleeping.
us.
Yeah,
Except for us, yeah.
But we were paying like $400 a month.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like there were times where there was more than a dozen people in this random freaking house in Missouri
Sharing
City.
one bathroom.
Yeah,
Still.
true. Like there were multiple nights in a row, especially weekends, especially on the Remington parties where people would come in from because Mike would come from San Antonio and then Swollen would see people.
Yeah.
Josue was there, where we were just freaking slumming it, man. And those were some absolutely insane
It was
times,
fun.
dude.
Like,
And then Justin decided to move out.
Okay, so you just stayed couch crash for free for a minute. We did summer shredding
It
together.
was quite a bit, yeah.
but
At least
you
a month
were-
or two, yeah.
Yeah, at least a couple
you
months.
both
but,
won your classes.
But we were,
Yeah.
I think that was one. We were waiting for someone to move out so you could move in. So the original plan at that time you were already living there.
I was already living
At the
there.
time we were waiting for one person to move out so Dorian could move into that last remaining room because it was a 4-bedroom, but the
Four-bedroom.
host had one, and then Aaron and I, and then Justin were in that
Justin.
one.
Yeah, the
Captain
owner
American.
lived in the house. So it was the owner of the Airbnb, his girlfriend, and their dog lived inside the house.
Yeah.
So we were just.
So till that point, I was
Yeah.
sleeping on the couch.
Right.
Justin moved out, and one
You
day
moved in.
only I moved in a room.
Just for one day.
One day only, and then Joe's story is next.
Wow.
Joe came in and
I
I
didn't realize it
decided
was one day.
one day only I was in that room, and I decided
That was
to-
my room originally.
Yeah, your
I gave it
room.
to you.
And I
you gave
decided
it
to
him.
leave to that room to the Joe because I asked Harry like, "Are you okay to sleep like together in the same room?" He was like, "Yeah, let's bring Joe here." So Joe like ended up in that
Wow.
room, and me and Harry slept
I
in
mean,
the same room. Yeah.
Joe was the hardest one to get to move for sure. You
Yeah.
guys were all about it. You were all about it.
You
You,
were
were all
here
about
already.
it. I was here. You were
Yeah.
the one that took some convincing.
So
Yeah.
what exactly happened whenever you
This
sent
is a
that
cold
first
DM.
DM? That first DM
Yeah.
you sent.
yeah.
to-
was
Well,
to me. Yeah.
I said it before, but
See if you can pull up the date on that. I'll pull up the DM.
I have the DM. I have both DMs to you guys.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna
Yeah,
try
you
to
can
find
scroll
the
it.
date.
It's there.
Yeah.
But so I had a buddy Dre from back home. He moved out here just to work, to go to school, and he was like, "You should come visit." And I was like, "Of course." Like I was down because I did want to always go to Alphalete. Big fan of Christian, Charlie, Max, like the whole Houston fitness scene, and so I came down, and I stayed with him, crashed on his couch. I was just fucking chilling, doing my thing, and one day I'm just sitting on my phone. I looked up #Alphalete, right? Because I'm like, you know what? How am I gonna find people to shoot? I was like, so fuck it. #Alphalete. I click on it. Boom! Right away, I see Harry. I see Dorian. 2 random guys.
Hashtags.
I'm just
Hashtags, guys.
like, these guys are dope. They're fucking in shape. I see they.
Still less than 2,000
Yeah,
followers.
no, we didn't have
No,
photos.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I was just like, fuck it, because
Yeah.
you guys had photos on your page from photographers.
Right.
So I was like, oh, they'll probably be down to.
But that was
to
already
shoot.
after we won our summer shredding and everything.
Yeah.
right? That was
Yeah,
after.
that's
Yeah,
after
okay.
summer shredding.
Was it? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Harry had a story up. It was like, what's his name, Reese. Like you were going out. I think
Reese.
the DM was like something.
Oh,
Yo,
yeah.
So I DM both of them, right? Strangers. I'm just literally just DMing them. I'm just like, hey, I'm a photographer. I'm from New York. I'm gonna be in town this weekend. I'd love to link up at the gym or something and just get some photos.
And he didn't.
And then I
you
said
didn't know
to you
that
some-
we were living together at the time. You just.
Yeah,
fired
yeah,
that
yeah.
out.
No, I had no, yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
know. I
didn't
knew you
know.
guys knew each other because it was like you
We had photos.
photos
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think I said something like maybe you could show me nightlife. I think I said
Yeah,
that.
that sounds about
Hey,
right.
yo.
I said something
Oh,
like that
cause and then I invited you to the Rems party, right?
because I wanted to go out. Yeah.
Yep.
Classic.
So I'm down in Houston, right? Dre, the buddy who I'm staying with, he has a job. He was like working at the gym or something. So he's at work. So I'm like, all right, this is my time. So I'm like, I call an Uber, go to Alphalete. I link up with them. We walk in. Like, no, I think I saw you at your car. You guys were like,
You weren't there yet. You went to Corrupted first.
No, the first time we met, bro, was at the Alphalete gym. when
In
we were
front of
shooting.
Alphalete
The very
gym.
first
Yeah,
time.
remember
It's
out
on our
front?
vlog.
In
Remember?
front of Alpha.
Yeah,
you were
it's-
coming with camera. You were like, "What's up?" But I didn't know how you
yeah,
look like. So I was
yeah.
like, "Oh, that's him." Yeah,
It's
I
on
didn't
the
know.
vlog.
I remember I got dropped off in the Uber. I'm like standing outside. I'm like, where the fuck are these guys?
Well, you met Aaron
Yeah,
first.
you met me first. You
at
didn't meet me.
Corrupted, and then that because that's the part that I remember that Aaron was like, "Oh, you're shooting my roommates."
Oh yeah.
and
Oh,
you're like,
I did go to Corrupted first actually with Dre, and then I ran into Aaron there. I went there first of all. I went there to shoot Russ because I shot Duhan a message and I was like, "Yo, random guy from New York, can I come chill and take photos?" He was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck, this is awesome." So I met Russ, met Duhan, and then while I'm there, Aaron's there working out. Random guy, he's a stranger, and he's just like, "What's up?" We're just talking. I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta go shoot these guys at Alphalete," You're
And I was like,
you're like,
wait.
who?
I was like, you're shooting guys at Alphalete. My friends, my roommates have a photo
That's how
shoot.
small Alphalete was at the time.
Yeah.
I was
That's
like,
how
my
small.
roommates have a photo shoot. Like, who are you shooting? You're like, Harry and
I
Dorian.
was like,
Like,
Harry and Dorian.
I live
Yeah.
with them.
And then it was like, boom. And I was like, now me and him are talking, and I'm like, holy shit. And now I'm going to shoot Harry and Dorian at Alphalete. So I show up there, I get dropped off in the Uber. I'm waiting outside. This is the next day, I think. Right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And
We
yeah,
shot
so-
some anabar promo that day.
yeah. You guys are just. Dorian had the camera out. He's like walking, vlogging. I'm like, oh shit, they're here. I was nervous as fuck.
Oh my God.
There he is.
I really was nervous. And then
Really?
yeah, like we walk inside. What's up? They're vlogging. Dorian's like, oh, the Joe photographer. I'm like, I never really like had someone film me like in a
I need
vlog.
to find us.
I was
It's
like, yo,
still,
what up?
it's still on the
Yeah,
pages.
you could find it
Yeah.
on Dorian's page, but
Filmed
yeah,
a
so
sick edit.
we literally, you guys had anabars on you. I think we did like a little promo video. Remember? Took some
because
photos.
that was part of the deal. Like the part of the reason I could stay is because I was making a little bit of money with Anabar, just trying to get like promo, like material for them. Like no contract, no nothing. It was just like they were dope dudes, and they were like,
Yeah,
"Yo,
yeah.
we'll pay you, just get content." So I was trying to get content with everyone and anyone I could. So we were getting a ton, and I was like, "Yo,
Yeah.
photographers."
And I was looking for shit to shoot, so I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, anabar, whatever. I don't know what the fuck that shit is, but
But
let's
I
do it.
remember instantly when you took a first picture, I was like, "Whoa, damn, he's good."
No, yeah,
That's what I remember.
I remember
instantly.
shooting you guys, and I'm like, yo, dude,
There
this
it
is
is.
fucking sick.
Yeah,
All right, there's the DM
So
right here.
I'll put a screenshot up.
Yo,
Let me see.
screenshot. Okay.
I'm
Just remember
looking,
the
I'm looking
time.
for it also.
July 1st.
July 1st. Holy shit, bro.
July 1st. Harry, what's going on, man? Bicep emoji.
Throw the bicep emoji right here.
Yeah, dude.
Just came across your page from Marvelous Mike. I was speaking to him earlier. I'm flying out to Houston on the 8th. This is July 8th.
Oh yeah, Mike. I was
Would love to
DMing
connect
Mike.
with you and get some work in. Camera emoji. Maybe you can show me some nightlife there too. THEIR there too. Haha.
Nothing changed, bro. I'm the same guy. I swear to God.
And then paragraph LMK brother fist emoji. Damn. And that
I
was it. That was
I
the
I literally
start.
just shot my shot, bro. I was just a dude, a photographer from New York, trying to make connections in Texas, and that was
And then
the rest is history from that.
I
It's
said,
insane.
not knowing this dude at all, I said, yo, brother, that's what's up. Mike is an awesome dude. Of course, we'll be down to shoot, man, and could definitely show you around. I believe that weekend is the McGregor fight, so it could be perfect. We might be throwing down at Remington's house. We'll figure out something. Just let me know when you're here. Surfs up emoji.
I was at work when I sent that too. I was on my. What time was it? What time did I send that? Does it say the time?
No. 1:26 p.m.
Yeah, I was at work
And I got
at my
back-
construction job on my break. I literally remember sending that message.
And the crazy part is like whenever it was the time where we were at Rem's house, that was when we were all together for the first
Well, yeah,
time.
well, that's what happened. So we did that shoot, right? I got photos, we did a little reel, and then Harry's like, "Yo, Remington's having a party tonight." I knew who Rem was, obviously, from like just social media and stuff. So I'm like, "Holy fuck!" Like in my head, I'm like freaking out. I'm like, "Yo, can
Everyone's
my
gonna
buddy
be there.
Dre come?" Because it was just me and Dre. So and you're like, "Yeah." Call Dre. I remember he could
Yeah, I
he
found
could
it
vouch
too.
for this.
I found it
You
too.
found it. We'll say that. We'll pop that one up too. I called Dre. I'm like, "Bro, guess what we're doing tonight?" I'm like, "Remington James having a party. We're going." I was like, "The guy's invited me." Freaking out. And he's like, he's all hyped. I get back to I Uber back to his apartment. We're like, "Bro, what do I wear?" I remember I was like, "Yo," he had like a YoungLA shirt for me. That's like
Crazy.
a another
That's
crazy
actually
thing.
crazy.
And he had like a black YoungLA shirt. I'm like, "Can I wear that?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Fuck yeah." First time wearing YoungLA. This was before anything YoungLA.
Yeah.
And then that was it. We fucking he had like this old like red fucking I don't even know what it was.
Jetta.
We drove it there. Yeah. All like black tints. I remember we pull up, we park like a little down the block because I was so nervous. I was like, bro.
I gotta
I was
walk
like, dude,
it out.
I was like, stay over here. I'm calling Harry. He doesn't answer the first time. Call him again. I'm like,
Shit, you remember that?
yeah.
Damn.
And then he finally answers.
I was tending to the party, guys.
And then we get out of the car. I think we brought like claws or something.
Hey.
And I just see Harry at the door. He's like, yo. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, you ready?
You ready for this?
What did you think when you walked in?
Bunch of
I was
dudes.
just so nervous, bro. Like,
Really?
I'm like, this is so out of my comfort zone. Like meeting new people. I'm at Remington James's house.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm still working my job at this time. I still have a construction job. I was just there for the weekend. And I'm like, that was it. Walked inside. Rem was, yo, Remington James. Dab him up. I'm like,
Sweating.
holy shit. I remember looking at Dre. Like, give him eyes. I'm like, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, bro.
And then that was it.
we
The
were
rest
all
of the night
together.
was
That
just
was
talking.
the first time we were all together physically in the party.
yeah.
The rest of the night was just
And-
everyone just talking, networking.
Exactly.
I remember Art and Britt,
Yeah, Art and
who
Britt.
worked for Anabar. They're like, they do the content for Anabar. They're like, dude, you got to come down here. Like,
Dude,
there's so many opportunities. I'm like, I know.
That
I'm
was
so nervous though. Like,
That
I
was
got
the
a job.
mentality back then, dude. Back then, anyone who was willing to get there, but they didn't see your work. They just knew you were a photographer, and they knew you were out here to try to make it. Everyone's like, dude, just go, just make it, just go.
You brought me up to Rem. You introduced me to Rem, and you said something like he's a photographer, videographer from New York. I think you said like he shot Alphalete and shit. Like,
Just trying to put you on.
but this at this time, Rem was looking for a videographer.
Yeah.
Remember, Rem actually wanted to start because Rem does all of his own shit.
Yeah,
he
he
still
wanted to,
does
like,
all
vlog
of his
stuff
own
and
shit.
stuff,
He
too.
actually wanted someone to work for him.
For like YouTube.
And
right?
that's how like that happened. And he was like, dude,
Well,
let's do a trial. Let's shoot. He's like,
Oh yeah, the trial.
Yes, but I
Well,
had to-
did you say yes to the trial right away?
yeah, but I had to go home, bro.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
work
But-
Monday.
But then like what you yeah, but you flew back what like a week later? Or
I
2
came
weeks
back
later?
2 weekends later. So it was like Saturday. I came back the following Saturday. 2 weeks.
I dropped you off.
Yeah.
I just dropped you off. You slept over at his house.
Yeah.
you did
You
sleep
slept-
over
yeah,
there.
You slept over
Yeah.
at Remington
Yeah.
James's house.
Yeah.
I dropped you off like a kid at school. I was like,
Yeah,
all right,
so-
Joe. And you look back at me, you're like,
Yeah.
Bye.
am I just gonna?
Bro, oh my god, dude, I forgot about
You
that,
sat
bro.
down in his office.
2
and-
weeks later, like from that. So he pretty much was like, you come back, maybe we'll give it a try. So I'm like, bet. He booked me a ticket. I'm still working my job. I still have a construction, like I still have a full-time job. I came again for the weekend. It was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He flew me out. I remember he booked my tickets. The first time ever getting like flown somewhere. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, he paid for it. I was like, oh.
It was like $400. It's like,
Yeah, I get back to Houston. I think you picked me up from the airport.
I picked you up from the airport.
I think so. Yeah. And then you drove
None of
me-
these guys had cars.
And
yeah.
then
Oh my god.
yeah, Harry
None of these
picked.
guys had cars.
Yeah, I didn't have that.
I didn't have a car, bro. I didn't live there.
We had
I
four dudes,
forgot.
two
I want to
cars.
interject just for a second before I forget this. There was a moment in time when all of us were living together and no one had a car but
Beside
me.
you, yeah.
And I
Yeah.
had the fucking Honda Accord Coupe.
Yeah.
And I was driving everyone everywhere.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to like my family and my girlfriend at the time being like, I don't know how much longer I can do this because I was
No, I
literally
I couldn't do it
I was
anymore.
driving. Yeah. You guys had like
I was like, I'm hungry.
we
need groceries.
we all had to go everywhere at the same time, and I had to drop
Yeah.
people off everywhere. And I was like, "Yo, this is gonna pay off. This is gonna pay off. This is gonna pay off."
Yeah.
Because everyone just needs to get their shit done right now. So just suck it the fuck up. And
But that's
what
why
did.
we were
put-
together all the time.
That's
We were
insane,
yeah,
bro.
We
Yeah,
were,
you-
for months,
No, you
dude.
definitely picked me up.
Yeah.
Because you picked me up and you drove me straight to Rem's, and that's where you like, all right, like
Yeah,
I'll see ya.
Drop
Yeah.
you off.
Harry drops me off at Remington's house. I walk in, his Rem, his dog, and that's it. And the door shuts. Harry leaves, and he's
Yeah,
like, all right, well, we're gonna film a cooking video. I'm like,
That was the
So-
first thing he said. He didn't say what's up. He's like, "We're going to cook. Let's
bro, I
go."
swear to God, I lived with Remington James for a weekend. Me and Rem.
So then-
we would shoot. We would sit at his desk side by side. I'm not kidding. He was here and I was here.
Shout out Rem for
And-
real.
No,
Like we talk
Rem-
about it a lot. Like, dude,
Yeah, dude,
dude
Rem-
was he was. If you like, you see the butterfly effect. Like Rem was at the center of everything,
Yeah.
and everything that stemmed off from it was his
Yeah.
just like overall openness and, and
100%.
kindness. And
He
willingness
knows
to
that
take
too.
us
I,
in.
I will always say Remington. Well, obviously you opened the door, but Remington let me in. You know what I'm saying? He gave me that first opportunity.
Then
out
Anabar
here.
connected us all.
Yep.
Yup.
So yeah, I stayed with Rem for the weekend. We would shoot, edit, shoot, edit, shoot, edit. We did like 3 videos in one weekend.
Unpaid other than the flights, right? Or were you getting paid?
No, yeah, but we won't get into that. But he did pay me. It wasn't
Okay.
anything crazy, but at the time I was like, whoa, I got paid
Yeah.
for like my
Yeah.
work. And yeah, so I flew back home. So now I'm home. I wake up. It's a normal Monday. I go to my construction job, and it was like the next day. I think you call me and you're like, bro, you got to make your mind up. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Because I
Like,
was talking to Rem the whole time. He's like, yeah, like I want him. I think
yeah,
he's good.
he was like, if you're gonna do, you have to either like you're in or out. He's like, you got to make your mind up ASAP. And
I was talking to him about it, Dorian about it, because you didn't make up. To me, I thought you were just gonna be like, dude, I'm there, done. But you were like, I got to think about it, because like you know, you had family,
You
you
were
had your
hesitant.
life.
I was
Yeah, I
going-
remember you were saying me like we need to push Joe
And
to
me
come.
and
like, I was
Dorian
like,
were
yeah,
talking
yeah.
every night. We're like he's unsure. Like
right now, I
we
would have
gotta-
sent it. At that time, I was so that
Yeah.
was like my worst.
Which understandably so.
I was
Like,
going
you were
through
in a
shit
relationship
with my ex-girlfriend.
too.
Like,
Yeah, but we were like, we gotta convince him. We gotta
Yeah.
convince him. We gotta tell him he has to. Because
Yeah.
Well, we
saw
really
the
wanted you
potential.
here. Yeah, I
Yeah, we
remember.
saw
Yeah,
the
look-
potential in you, and we were like, and dude, honestly, like to be fair, Dorian and I would always talk. When you first moved here, you had almost no confidence in yourself
Yeah.
and your ability. You didn't even want to be in front of the camera. You didn't
Yeah.
want to do nothing. And we were like, we would talk every night and be like, Joe is really good.
Yeah.
He's really got it, but he needs to believe in himself. And I think that was the biggest thing that held you back from immediately taking it.
Yeah, it was weird at first, bro, because I was
Yeah.
so caught up in my
Yeah.
fucking life at home. I was going through shit with my girl and shit, and I was like, I couldn't even think about that. I was like, bro, I'm not moving to Texas. What
Yeah.
the fuck? I can't. That's
So
the least of my worries.
what
right now.
happened was you actually received an offer from Rem. You said no, and then basically I don't know how many days passed, but we finally got you to be like, okay, fuck it, I'll do it. But that offer was no longer on the table, so now you had to take an even bigger leap to send it with that offer not even there.
Bro, nothing was guaranteed.
No-
We were doing like, I don't even care. I'll say that we were doing like one video a week, right? And he would give me like,
I think it was like $500.
no,
250 or
No,
something.
No.
that's pretty good.
Really?
I think it was
That's pretty
250
nice.
or something. 250.
he was.
Something like that.
It was between like $100 and $200, right? For just like one video, right? Which is
Shooting,
not
editing.
like, which is crazy. Like
Well, we paid for your first month of rent.
100%. They took care of my rent the first month, which was
And we weren't making shit.
I always
either,
remember that. Like, I'll
trust.
never forget that.
Yeah, now when I think about, I don't even know how I was making the money that time.
Honestly,
I don't think
you
you
wanna
were
know?
working.
I
You weren't
I
working.
paid for the whole rent, and I told him that we paid for it.
Dude.
Yeah, and
I
then
didn't ask you for
and then
anything.
you gave
Bro.
me, you gave me, bro. You put me on American Express together with you.
I did. Yeah. I put him under my
Literally.
because he had no credit card, and I was like, I
Yeah.
gave him an American Express card under my name. I was like, bro, like
Dude.
whatever you have to do in
I
emergencies.
never spent
just
a
use
cent
it.
from that.
But yeah, that was it. You guys kept calling me like, bro, you got to make your mind up. I'm like, then Rem
Yeah.
called me finally. I'll never forget this. I'm like, I'm getting grilled chicken. It was after work. I'm in my clothes. I got my jeans on, boots. Remington James. I'm like, oh fuck. I pick up and he's like, dude, let's do this. He's like, I want to give you an opportunity. But it wasn't like a salary, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of just like,
It's like just come
come
down.
I was like, Rem, you got to promise me at least like I can make this every week. And he was like, yes. And he's like, and I can get you a job at the warehouse. So he offered me a job.
Wait, was the warehouse even a thing then? Because when we
No,
first,
No,
it was going to
wasn't.
be a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So he
wasn't,
was
yeah.
like, I can guarantee you a job packing anabars. So I was like, okay. So I did it. And
We all work there, yeah.
I walked.
and so
I went home, told my mom, told my dad, and I was like,
yeah,
I'm
how
gonna
was
quit.
that? How's that conversation with your family? Like, did they
It was
believe in you? Did they?
It
know
was
what the
building
fuck's
up to
going
it because the trips back and forth.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm gonna like I want to quit eventually.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't go to Texas, I was gonna quit and pursue like photography, videography
Yeah.
full time.
You just couldn't do what you were doing at home.
Yeah, I was so done with it. But yeah,
And so what happened was at the time, the house of vibes was full, and then Dorian
You
gave
two in
up
a
the
room.
biggest room with the only closet to Joe.
no, I had no closet.
Or the wait, really?
I had no closet. Yeah.
I was.
Oh, it was the room with the desk. It was the room
Yes.
with the desk.
I had the
Gave
desk.
up the
I
desk
went to
room.
your old room. You moved in with Dorian in the middle room, and Joe took my room.
It was
Yeah.
pretty much like
We
Joe's
did
gonna
it-
move in
Yeah, I
there
would-
with the
exactly.
desk and
With
shit,
a
but he's
flip.
gonna do our help.
I
us
was
with
I was
content.
one day there and I was like, well, he can sleep with her, but then I was like, I know Joe, like he probably needs to work. He likes to edit
Yeah.
this and that. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'll give him a room, but it was also scary. I asked Harry, are you comfortable being together in the same room?
I remember.
Bro, 2 inches.
It was like
the
this.
bed's
Yeah.
2
Like
inches
this
away from
right
each
here.
I remember it was funny because the first night that we had to sleep in the same room together because the beds they're like full size beds. They're not twins. They're not.
We need
queens,
to
they're
move
full-size
everything,
beds.
like, to-
Oh yeah. We had to take everything out the room.
Yeah.
And the beds are right next to each other, and the only gap is maybe like less than a foot. And but there was a
Yeah.
perfectly sized dresser, but it didn't fit the way where it would block our faces. It had to go the other way, and there was no backing. So we would lay down in bed together, and if we were looking the same way, we'd be looking at each other through the bookshelf.
Good morning.
Harry was at one point sick. He was like literally spitting, coughing in my face like all night.
Oh yeah, you had COVID.
Y'all got COVID.
Yeah, he got COVID. I was sleeping. I said he was spitting on
Dude,
me. I was like,
no,
okay.
no AC really. We had a box fan in the window. Just
Yeah.
disgusting conditions.
But to
bro.
be honest, that was probably the best time.
Yeah, bro. And that
But
was it.
We said that too when we were living through that bullshit. We were like, we all were so sure about where we were going and what we were doing. We were like, yeah,
Yeah.
let's appreciate this madness because it is gonna be gone, and
Yeah.
it really did.
And
And I
Oh,
took
it
that
quit.
picture
It
too. I
was
remember I took
gone.
that picture. You guys.
Thank
I was like,
God you did.
Remember I took that photo. I'm
Yeah.
like, we're gonna laugh.
This
At
is
this.
gonna
We're gonna laugh at this
well,
shit
this
one
is
day.
right now. Put
yeah.
that photo is fucking.
That was it,
hilarious.
bro. Yeah, I quit my job and that was it.
Yeah.
I still got that giant fucking black suitcase. Packed it up, threw a bunch of random shit in there, and that was it.
You guys got to realize, like, for the longest time, dude, we were surviving on the absolute fucking minimum. We were all
nothing,
making.
bro.
There were points where we were making
nothing.
zero in a week. There were points
Yeah.
where we were making $1,000 a month, and we everything we had to use, we used towards rent and food when we could get it. And there was nothing else extra. We weren't buying clothes. We weren't buying anything.
I was wearing Dorian would give me like his old Alphalete shit, or I'll buy like Amazon. Not saying I was like broke.
No, we were fucking.
I had money,
broke,
but, like,
dude. I had
We had
no
zero.
job.
I
We
had
had
There was no
fucking
steady.
zero.
It was like you're just digging into your savings, and like
I
there's
had no
income coming
savings.
in.
I had, dude. I went into the red for a while,
Bro, like
living
that,
there.
that shit was hard. That was hard as fuck. Like we spoke about before. Like I did think about going back.
A lot.
I
Yeah,
broke
you-
down.
you-
Like
well,
I
yeah.
couldn't do it anymore.
You were in the
Remember that
back.
night?
You were in the backyard.
That night he was crying in the backyard
Bro, I
talking,
couldn't do it.
talking to his girlfriend, and me and Dorian are like, we gotta slap the fuck out of Joe because like
Yeah.
we still saw you had it.
You were outside
I know.
talking on the speaker. I think I went outside and I was like, hang up the fucking phone.
No, for real.
I remember I was like, get the fuck, like, you don't
On
want to
his
talk
knees.
Get the fuck inside, dude. Get back in the house of vibes, dude.
Yeah,
Come and
I
vibe.
remember
No
that.
vibes outside.
No, that's why I was in front of the house. You guys came home like,
Yeah.
oh god, they're gonna
Yeah.
say some shit to me.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, get the fuck inside, bro.
And then all of a sudden, bro, I remember
That's-
like just opportunity after opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
You got signed.
Well, no. So the reason why I bring up like the reason why I bring up. Do you want to just pause?
No, keep going.
No, I want to pause because we're gonna talk about Roy Fire real quick.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
Time
legendary.
this.
yeah. Pause it for a second.
Boy, fire.
Okay, so coming back from Joe's pee
Yeah, I had
break.
to pee. I couldn't. I literally couldn't
That
hold
was
it
pretty
anymore.
quick.
So the reason why I bring up the fact that like we didn't have any money for anything at the time because when we were reached out to by this random company, I mean, I guess it doesn't.
Doesn't matter. It's not a familiar company. No one knows
It's a
about it.
company. It's
Yeah.
a company that just they reached
Yeah.
out to us. I don't remember who they reached out to first, but still, guys, we had no following. We were just
Joe
we were
was
just
with them
creating
connected.
content. We were just creating content, and
He reached out to me.
Yeah.
And
Because
then
they're
I was
from
like,
New York.
hey, I have these like model friends in Texas.
You
I
should
was
send
like,
some merch. We can.
he was
take
like,
a
okay.
look.
So I met up with the guy in New York when I was like after
you
work.
met up with him before he sent us shit.
Yeah, I
Bro,
remember that. Yeah.
from work. Like I'm
Yeah.
literally in my work clothes. I
Whoa.
pulled up to the place in Manhattan. He gives me like a giant box. We're talking about visions and ideas and shit. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude, I
socks.
got these guys in Texas. They're fucking shredded. They got sick hair. I'm like, I'm gonna
Pro hat.
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna
Give
go
it to me,
bring this
man.
stuff to Texas and shoot. He's
Did he
like,
pay us or no?
Yeah.
I don't think he did.
No.
Nothing.
No, but we were getting
gave us the
close.
free
We were getting
clothes.
a lot of
and
clothes,
that
yeah.
mattered a fucking ton.
Yeah.
That's why we took that shit so seriously. When you pulled up with that box of clothes,
You're like,
Because it was the
instantly-
first time people were giving us shit and they trusted us. Like, yo,
Yeah.
you guys, like, go do your thing.
and we're like, dude, no way. We got clothes, and we're like, all right, we're gonna go to Alphalete. We're gonna shoot this. We're gonna shoot a video. We're gonna shoot.
we shot in
Yeah,
Alphaland
bro.
before it was open.
Yeah.
all for free, just because we appreciated the clothes,
And-
just being given something.
and you guys,
We got
We
codes.
had a communal code,
Yeah.
which was
Oh yeah.
was it vibes?
vibes.
Vibes.
It
Yeah.
was vibes.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Well,
communal
that
code
just
was vibes.
it was just that sense of having a code. We felt
Yeah.
like, oh shit, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Like, who's gonna use that shit?
I'm like,
It's
yeah.
code vibes.
no one knows that shit. But like,
No.
yeah, dude.
But yeah, that's how
fucking-
much we appreciated that opportunity, man.
bro. Weird. It's just crazy to think that we were doing that shit in Alphaland. Like,
But yeah,
before it
so
was open.
at the time, so this was, I don't know, this was before actually summer shredding, right?
Second summer shredding.
No, when we competed, me and him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We only competed once together, but it must have been before because
I think
because I remember immediately after summer shredding is when we turned up the heat to go get you sponsored with Alphalete. So I'm pretty sure Roy Fire was like,
But I
before
didn't sign.
summer
Like
shredding.
after summer shredding, I was
no, it
like
was before.
probably
No,
3
'cause
to
remember
4
you did
months.
you did the Kirby photo shoot in Alphalete.
right.
Yeah.
Remember
Oh,
that?
yeah.
With
Yeah,
the
and
flash.
you were there,
Yes.
yeah.
And I was
yeah.
like, oh shit,
yeah,
this is
yeah,
like professional. I
That was
like,
literally day after summer shredding,
Yeah.
yeah. And I wasn't supposed to be there. Alex Toplin, shout out Alex Toplin, he gave me a shirt, and then Kirby was like, "Well, you want to take a picture?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, so-
and I literally was wearing
well,
Alex's
I
shirt.
was in the middle of the gym.
We'll build
But
up.
yeah.
We'll build up to that. I mean, the only thing missing is that after that point we shot with Roy Fire, like we did our shows. We were told that if we won our class, we were gonna shoot for Alphalete. We knew that the overall winners were the ones that got the sponsorship, but we thought we were gonna shoot if we won our class. So we both won our class, and then we found out that it was actually the only overall
Only
winners that
overalls,
were
oh.
shooting, and we were sort of salty about it. And at the time, Alphaland was not open to the
wasn't even
public,
open yet.
but that's where they were doing the photo shoot. So Dorian and I and Mike are we're at the House of Vibes, and we're like sitting there, and we know the photo shoots that day. And we know Dorian looks fucking good because Christian was saying to his face, he's like, "Bro, you have a great look." This
It's on
and that.
video.
And we were, yeah, we
They all
recorded
wanted
it.
Christian personally wanted me to win.
And
I remember
so,
that saying.
and I
yeah.
think I had the code to get into the gate because I was dropping anabars off there before, so I could get us into Alphaland when I was invited. Before, so since we knew it was there, we literally packed into the fucking Honda Accord. Me, Mike, and Dorian drove to Alphaland completely uninvited, parked in the where the handicap
doors were
parking is.
closing already. We just like
Nobody was there. It was a fucking
Yeah.
it was a wasteland, and we were just sitting there in the car talking. We're like, "What do we do? Do we get out of the
For a
car?"
while. We were
like,
scared.
"Dude, get
We were
out."
sitting, yeah,
we were like,
for
"Dude,
a
get out of the
while.
car. Are we gonna get kicked out? This and that." And eventually, we're like, "You know what? Let's just get the fuck out of the car. We don't know where they are. We don't
I
know
do
where the
have
shoot's
that
going
clip
on."
till this day on my video. I was filming 3 of us were in the car. I said this day might change our lives. Well, it changed all of us, but mostly
Mm-hmm. No,
mine
it
at that
did.
moment. Yeah, literally that day. Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's all on video.
That's what we did. We stood out there. We were out in the sun. It was fucking blazing hot at the time. And
They
then
were coming
we
out?
saw Christian, Nabil, Alex Toplin.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
were all walking out from the photo shoot with a couple other people, and I think it was either Alex or Nabil that we were a little bit more friendly with. So
Yeah.
we were like,
Yeah,
hey.
yeah.
And to our fucking surprise, they were super happy
Yeah,
to
they were
see
super
us.
happy to see us.
And
yeah.
Christian was even like, yo, let me show you guys around. This and
Yeah,
that.
he
And we're
started
like,
showing
"Oh,"
us
and it
around.
was
Yeah.
Whew,
Yeah.
fuck. And then while we were walking around and he was showing us the campus, he then was like, got your phone number, and he's like, yo, let's
I
shoot.
kept that on camera. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
remember the
yeah.
camera's like down?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
like,
He
You
didn't know
remember
that.
that.
he's like, dude,
Yeah.
he's like, let me get your number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, let me get your number. I wanted to shoot
'Cause
you. Like
remember
next week, board shorts. I was like,
You're like, yeah.
You came home and you showed us that clip, and we're just like, whoa.
yeah.
And me and Mike are just sitting there like, oh fuck, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Did a little bit brief of a tour, and then I'm pretty sure before you guys even left, and first of all, yeah, before you guys even left, someone was like, oh, we're going to shoot now at Alphalete. Did they invite you, or did we just go there?
Oh yeah, no, they didn't invite us.
We just
No.
went?
Yeah, we just went.
We were
They
there.
were like, now we are supposed to shoot in Alphalete, so we were like, let's just
we'll
go.
go, we'll
We're
go.
gonna work out there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
why
yeah.
not?
I think we were there just training.
Well, we followed them
Yeah.
there.
We
'cause
followed them
knew
there.
that they
We were
gonna shoot
training,
there.
yeah, but they were shooting.
Where were you at the time?
I was there.
You were at Alphalete?
Yeah, because I remember I'm like, yo, this is because you had
Yeah.
the flash out.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa.
Gym was
what the
open.
fuck they
Everyone was
doing?
working
you have,
out.
like,
They were
three of
just.
them.
I was like, what are they doing?
And
I
they
was
just
like,
threw a T-shirt on you, took some photos, and
Yeah.
our minds were blown. We're like,
Yeah.
and did they use the photos on the site?
Yeah,
right?
immediately. It was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
next day it was an IG like my pictures. I was like, damn. That's
I remember
it.
seeing that, and I was like reposting it. Everyone was reposting. It's like,
Yeah.
Dorian's on my
That was
Alphalete
crazy.
page.
Yeah.
And then when you
And
got your
still like maybe less than 5,000 followers or anything. It was just because you had the look, and
Yeah.
we went after
yeah,
it.
then you got your code and everything.
But after 3 months
Yeah,
or
yeah.
so.
It was a while where he was shooting.
Yeah.
Were you getting paid for your shoots?
No,
Nothing.
nothing.
So you were just shooting.
But that was
the dream. Like you didn't
I
care.
knew I didn't care.
Yeah.
I,
You
did,
didn't
I
give a
knew
fuck, yeah.
instantly. I because I see all the people like when they're shooting now. Now it's like different because they're calling models to shoot and stuff like that. So like. Though usually people think like short term, I was thinking immediately like I'm moving here. I'm gonna be for a while. Like I know in one point they're gonna sign me. So every single time after photo shoot, how will they try to pay you because I wasn't an athlete, I was a model. They were just using me for a photo shoot.
Yeah.
So usually at that time they would just give clothes every single time. Whatever you shoot, you can take. It's a lot of money actually. Like if you consider that because Alphalete is kind of expensive, right?
Yeah.
So and every single time I was shooting almost like I would say 3 to 4 times per week. Never took anything. Every single time I was
Yeah, I
like, no,
remember that.
I don't want to take
I
anything.
remember that.
And I was like in myself, I really freaking want to Alphalete crew neck or something. But every single time I wouldn't take anything. I was like, I don't want guys to think that I'm coming here because of the money or because of the clothes or anything. And that's why like they really started liking me. All the like people that work in Alphalete, Christian, because
Yeah,
I was
you're
like
easy to work
always,
with too,
yeah, I
yeah.
was easy to work with. I was always show up. Like he will text
Shredded
me
as
4 in the
fuck.
morning in Galveston. I would drive from Galveston for
Yeah,
a
you
photo
were
shoot.
driving for photo shoots on a day's notice.
Yeah. And then after 2 or 3 months, they were like, yeah, we should give him a call. Like,
Yeah, but you didn't even care about the money though.
You didn't.
No,
Or
at that
clothes.
time.
None of us did.
And you,
Yeah.
yeah,
I didn't give.
you,
I was shooting. Remember, you were
you
like,
were
yo,
shooting
can
his
we go
Alphalete
do some
content.
Alphalete? I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's go
because
do
you were
it.
growing
Yeah.
your page through that too.
I'm like, this is lit. And I'm like, Alphalete, this might go to Alphalete's page or something.
Yep.
So I wasn't even like, money was. I needed money, but money wasn't a thought in my mind.
Yeah.
It was just opportunity.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
remember the Terry crew neck?
Yeah.
We did that video and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
The very
oh
Terry.
my
Bro.
God.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
on
yeah.
the bridge,
Behind our
the
house,
bridge
yeah.
in the back
Yeah.
of the house.
Yeah.
bro, it's
You-
so cold that
you
day.
went to
His
the-
hands were like
I
numb.
remember
Kept doing
that,
push-ups.
too.
and shit.
Yeah, it was like 20 degrees. We
But
were
bro,
like-
shit like that, like we weren't getting paid for that. It was just,
Yeah.
we were just
And
doing it because it's fucking sick.
I remember
like,
when
shooting
you got
Alphalete.
your code, like obviously you weren't like making as much. I literally like spent like $500 on Alphalete.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just spent. I bought a fucking.
A
I
Sugar.
spent all my
Yeah.
all my
One
Christmas
tagged out.
all my Christmas money for my parents.
Yeah.
Like I bought them all
Yeah.
Alphalete with your code. I remember
So
bought
that.
the
that's also the thing. Say like
army
when someone,
tagged up.
that's a normal thing, right? But someone signs with, I don't know how it's in other firms, but I think it is like that with Alphalete. Particular is like 3 months if you don't hit the numbers that you're supposed to hit, they don't work with you anymore.
But
because
because
it
you're a
makes
model.
sense. Yeah, but I was shooting all the time, so that kind of gave me advantage. And then me and Joe made a video.
Yeah.
The video that like my whole story, how I was saying like when I was still in Germany, how one day I'm gonna come in Alphalete, this and that.
I was like,
And over that story, people connect. And I think it was like already 4th month or something, like only 4th month. I was still like 6,000, 7,000 followers. I was already like top 5 sellers for Alphalete after like 4 months or something, just because of that story like that came out. Me and you made that video, and
So
everything.
people really started to like invest
connected.
into you,
Yeah,
not just
yeah.
your looks. They were
Yeah.
like, damn, this guy really like
Yeah.
came here for this, and he's doing
Yeah.
it.
So
That
all
video
the
was so
while,
we were
Yeah.
all watching in the living room too.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Me and
Always
him were like
watching
all night
Dorian's
sitting and
vlogs.
like trying
Yeah,
to
we have a
find
photo of like I'm wearing like Crocs. I'm
Yeah.
like this. I'm like in my fucking desk.
all the while this was all going on, we were. I think at that time the anabar warehouse was up and going, right? Where like you guys were working hourly still. Like, how were you making money at that time? Well, you were doing freelancing. You were still shooting for people
Yeah,
at the
but
gym,
bro, it was like maybe.
but
one
it was enough money to be at
Anabar
food,
was
is
at least
what I'm
I
saying.
knew I was gonna get paid from Anabar. Like that was I was packing Anabars every day
Yeah.
with Harry. Like I know Car. I would really have to go with him, stay there as long as he had to work, and then we'd either go to the gym or go home,
Yeah.
or someone like pick me up. Hopefully, but yeah, that was my guaranteed money. I was like, I'm gonna pack Anabars. least I know I'm gonna make this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I would try to squeeze in like 1 to 2 jobs a week for freelance, like shoot like Joe Bro. He would always do shoots with me like
But
early
the
on.
focus for you was just growing your page, right? Like everything was like who
Yeah.
and where. Like
Yeah,
anyone coming
every
into
day.
town, you would just make yourself available to get
Yeah.
one photo. Let me get one.
I
photo
posted
of this
every
person.
day. I posted every single day when I first got down here. But IG was also different.
I
uploaded-
was different.
Your
plus
photos were
Your
popping.
photos were popping, and no one was in that time doing that kind of content.
Nobody was walking around the gym taking photos.
No,
Now
one.
it's everyone's
No,
fucking
now
walking
now
around.
is everyone
Yeah.
leading that path and
Yeah.
everything. But you were the first one that did that, and till this day, still in my
Yeah.
opinion, the
Yeah,
best
there-
one.
No, 100%.
there
Like,
was
I don't
still-
even care. I'll fucking say it. Like I was the first one to like just be in the gym with a camera
Yeah,
walking
yeah,
around.
yeah.
I would, if someone showed up, like James showed up,
Yeah,
boom, you knew
yeah,
I was getting
yeah.
a photo of James.
There were
Yeah,
people.
and now in Alphaland, sorry that I interrupted.
No,
in
now
Alpha,
it's-
every single time that I start working out is someone like you. Hey, can I take a picture of it? Literally, everyone's like
Yeah.
focusing on what you did. Literally,
I'm
the
cool
same.
with it. Like some kid came up to us yesterday. Like remember that kid was while we were training?
that happens all the time. Which one?
No, yesterday.
I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean to say. No, I didn't mean to say it like that. I just mean like.
No, yesterday while we were doing the incline dumbbell press. That kid was taking photos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he literally asked. He was like, "Can I get some?"
Oh yeah, yeah.
Did you know who that
guy,
was?
Yeah. He like knows the pod and everything. He was like,
Oh, cool.
"Can I get some photos?" I'm like, "Of course, bro."
Yeah, I always
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that I don't mind at all.
Yeah. for
Just
sure.
just don't be in the way. Like just
Yeah.
that was what I was good at. I was very good at like staying away from the
Not
person I was shooting.
interrupting.
I would never interrupt.
Yeah.
I was never
Yeah.
in the way at all. Like even if it was in the corner of your eye,
Yeah.
I knew how to move around and get the shots that I needed. And then I would always send it. They'd be like, "When the fuck you take these?" Like,
Yeah,
how'd you
yeah,
do
yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you had you sort of patented the take the photo and edit it at the gym and send it to them before you even finish the
Yeah.
set.
Or like the over
Everyone's
the,
like, what the
dongle.
fuck?
or the over the shoulder, like the
dongle.
mirror shot. I used to always do, but
I definitely think
There
also
it
that
is right
set you
there.
up way more because you're fast, bro. You're really
yeah,
fast.
it was just it's so. I wish people could have experienced Alphalete, OG Alphalete. Not
Yeah.
saying anything's wrong with Alphaland, but
It was an entirely
it
different
was
thing.
so
God, yeah.
different.
Completely different thing.
So
different era.
different.
Different era.
There was no blueprint to look at. Like now you go to Alphaland, and it's like you just walk in and everyone's creating, everyone's influencers. And
I would argue that at a certain point, it's definitely still hard today, even though there is examples of
hard-
people
it's
who
harder.
have done it.
it's harder because there's so many more
Yeah, you really got to
photographers,
separate
so many more
yourself.
influencers,
It's
so many more
exaggerated now.
coaches. Like even being a coach at Alphaland's hard.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
being a trainer, trying to stand out. How do you stand out?
I guess are we missing anything from, I guess like that's like the origin up until, I was saying when Joe was out, like
That's the
up
origin.
to the point
That's
where
the origin.
we started, we were making enough money and social media was growing consistently enough that we knew, okay, we just got to stay on it. We got to keep being consistent. And then eventually we'll get to where we get, where we're
Because
going.
we didn't have following, but I do remember I was really comfortable everywhere because people knew us.
Yeah, because that's how small
People
the
knew
community
all
was.
all three of us immediately, even though we didn't have following. Like wherever we show up,
Yeah.
people knew who we are, all three
Yeah.
of us. So that's why I guess like slowly we
That
started
is
building.
true. I totally forgot because like
Yeah.
the thing about Alphalete gym is it was so small and like everyone knew everyone. So like you walked in the gym and you knew if you saw a new face, it was weird. It was like, oh, who's that person?
Yeah.
And then slowly as it transitioned into Alphaland, it was more like you didn't know 90% of the people in there, which like I think it has its pros and its cons for sure.
Yeah.
But like you went from being recognized by everyone to shit. Even now, like most people probably have no idea who a lot of these influencers are that walk in there, just because of
Yeah.
how many people
Yeah.
there are.
People be flying in every single weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
People with a
you turn
million
around,
following,
it's
I
like-
never cared about those
Yeah.
people.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and they're there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And also that's how we got connected with Sush and James.
Alphalete
Yeah.
gym.
No, well,
Alphalete,
Alphalete,
yeah.
Gym,
Yeah.
but also because they were friends with Remington, as you guys know, like Code Mog, Anabar. Sush and James pretty much like put Anabar on a platform early on.
Yeah.
Like they definitely put on, and
They were
I'm sure
coming to the
Rem could
parties.
agree to that. But yeah, that's how also we became friends because they were friends with Remington. We were becoming friends with Remington, working for Remington, and then these parties.
We were there every weekend.
Yeah, these
or
parties.
Every weekend.
Weekend there were these parties at Rem's house, and they literally were like
Pizza parties.
networking events. It was,
No, it really was.
Dominoes.
It was a micro influencer.
it was like a micro
networking event.
networking event,
Yeah.
and we all would just connect and talk and meet and plan. Like, oh, dude, like let's shoot Wednesday. You free Wednesday? Like, and then that was it. It was like every weekend we would link up, make plans for the next week, and then talk about what we did that week. And it was just this endless cycle of growing and networking.
The biggest thing for three of us was like everyone had like we all knew the same people, but everyone also knew other people on the side.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
at the same time, I remember we never said no to anything at the beginning. Any single, like, everyone, Harry was like, they are doing something in that gym. Let's go. All three of us packing stuff, immediately go. Joy's like, we should go there, immediately packing stuff. I say, these guys in the town, let's go immediately. We were like connecting really fast with everyone because we didn't say no to anything. And nowadays, people come to Alpha and they have like specific things they don't want to do and they want to do, and they like just focus on that. So it's like it's totally different. We like took totally different routes.
Do you remember we went to
So
Galveston
different.
together? We all went to Galveston. We raced on the beach.
Yeah,
I remember that video. Choose your
Pull my
character.
hamstring.
Yeah, pull my
Yes, yes,
Choose your
yeah.
character. I
That video
remember
is so funny.
We went into that abandoned house and got fleas everywhere.
Oh yeah, oh my god.
But during this time,
It was, yeah.
like you guys were like grinding and like pushing out your content, and I was still like working as a nurse.
Yeah, I was gonna
full-time.
say, talk about
Yeah.
this. Talk about this.
I was working as a nurse full time, and I was like kind of watching it from the back. I'm like, damn, like they're like growing, and it wasn't like that period where we were all just together. Everyone was like going separate. I'm just like I kind of like want to like be a part of something else, but not necessarily like in that Alphalete.
But you were the biggest supporter, bro, since day one.
Dude, I was
always,
Yeah.
always.
pushing them too.
Yeah.
So I was like, one day I was like, you know what? Like Joe literally inspired me to pick up the camera too, along with my other friends. But Joe was, I was seeing what Joe was doing, and obviously I had a creative mind myself, but I just was too afraid to put it out there.
Yeah.
So I remember one day in April, I went to a Starbucks and bought an A73, and I came home like
Such a
Joe.
crazy starter kit.
You bought the
sell
same
those?
in Starbucks?
They sell those?
Facebook Marketplace. I want to start. I was like, I'll take one A73.
It's like a venti matcha and a A73.
Facebook Marketplace meetup.
damn.
So I bought it. I came home like, Joe, like I did it. He's like, holy fuck, you actually bought it. I was like, yeah, I got everything. And then that's when I was like, I started after work or my days off, I started pulling up to you guys now. I was like, hey, let me just take shots of you.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
No one took photos of Joe.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Oh yeah, I remember you started like coming to wherever I was at.
Well, actually, first
Yeah.
picture
All my
that
days
popped up on my IG was his, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we were angry. Me and you were angry,
I'm like, bro, we fucking worked so hard.
the first photo I took was of Dorian and it popped off. I didn't know what I was doing.
I
for
didn't even had a
cameras.
10K followers. It was like 12K, like something like that. And Joe was like, calm,
I'm like, bro, I dropped everything to come here to pursue this, and this guy just fucking buys a camera.
I buy a camera at Starbucks, took a photo of Dorian. So I was pretty much like Joe's like BTS shooter because like obviously Joe wasn't like, no one's taking photos of Joe.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was just, I would
Oh,
get
that's
it,
so funny,
I would
bro.
send it to him, he would edit it, I would edit some of them, he would post it, and then to the point where I was like shooting, like I was with you guys, I was shooting like all the big people now. Got to shoot like Max, Christian, Heidi for the
Yeah.
pod,
So yeah, that's wow,
everything,
That's so crazy.
and then
Yeah,
I
a lot
w-
of pod, like behind the scenes photos from the pod were huge at the time.
Yeah.
It was so
Yeah.
dope.
And then I started shooting more at the gym. And then I remember like Duhan, I always asked Duhan for help too. And Duhan was helping me out. And then one day I went to Miami with Russ and Duhan. And that's when it was like, oh, I'm going to like bring this camera and like do
Yeah.
everything. I made this crazy reel with Anaka and GBT in the C-Bum event. And I posted, I was like, wow, like this is the first thing I was really, really proud of. And I
Content
just kept
creation
going
wise.
and going. And then every time I would come home, me and Joe would talk about ideas like, hey, what can I do to do better and stuff. We were just kind of like bouncing off each
Yeah.
other. So like literally every time I come home and I talk to Joe, it's just like I get to like learn a little bit more every day without like strictly like trying to copy his style. Like I was paving my own lane with powerlifting while he was doing the bodybuilding, you know?
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
like you're the like opposite of me. You have a really good job. Like you have a great job, and it's like, but I also want to do something else.
Yeah.
It's not like I want to quit my job and fucking
Yeah.
You're still a nurse, and now you're literally you're doing media for GBT.
Yeah.
Like
You surprised me.
That wasn't even a
even
thought.
Kelsey was yesterday. Wait a second, like he shoot it for Gymshark already. Like
I was
Fast forward to
I was
camera,
very
yeah.
low key about it. I had a separate page where I would just post photos, and
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna cut that, and I'm gonna start posting my main page. Like this is what I do
yeah.
on the side and stuff. And then obviously I got the opportunity to
Yeah.
shoot for media and marketing for GBT.
You just
You
took
also-
advantage of all your opportunities. Like,
And you also got a GBT code. You were the
Yeah.
the
And I
last
got-
one in the House of Vibes to get a code. It was a
and
huge
then
day.
It was a
huge
huge
day.
guys.
Like,
I remember
we
I
did
used
it.
to model for GPT, like Dorian modeled for Alphalete, didn't have a
Mhm.
code. I just kept modeling, and then finally got that code. And then I was like, I don't want to just be someone who has a code. I want to
Yeah.
do something
that's
for
so
them.
crazy, bro. Think about it.
And I ended up doing that, and then that led to me like just shooting in the gym, which recently last week, a couple days ago, Gymshark reached out to me to shoot a powerlifting campaign for
that's
them.
crazy.
Like, bro, that like
All in less than a year.
you skipped 40 levels.
yeah, literally.
but it's because you took advantage of like who you're around every day.
Exactly.
Like, bro, you're around these people daily. You're around Russ Swole every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, how can I bring value to this guy? Like, I'm with
Exactly.
him every day. I'm like, what could I do to?
But it's
and you did
between
it.
four of us. We definitely, all four of us, like bring each other up. Like because like
Exactly.
From the start.
we're helping each other, but at the same time you're always competitive. You know, with the person
were
that is like
pushing each other.
right
bro.
or left from you or whatever.
Bro, it's impossible to slack off.
Exactly. Someone's doing better. Someone's waking up
Yeah.
6 in the morning. Motherfucker, I'm gonna wake up 6 in the morning also. You know?
Yeah, Dorian hit
You know?
10K. And we're like, fuck, dude.
like,
Like,
we're all
I'm
waking
like,
up
we're looking at
5,
3K. We're like, fuck, we got to get our shit
But
together.
if it
Yeah.
weren't for me watching you guys like go, and like that, like I was like, you know what, I want to do this.
Well,
too,
you're a
more.
perfect example of like product of your environment. You were in a house around guys who were creating content. Their Instagrams were blowing up. They're doing all this dope shit, and you're like, I can do it
that.
too.
Yeah,
I
I
can do
can
it too. Yeah.
I didn't want to do it at first, but I was like, you know what? No, this is fun. Like this is actually fun. Like work is work. This is like fun, and it turned into work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's dope how you still have your job.
I think
and you're
the-
doing
still
this
have
shit.
my job.
the biggest thing and the thing that like I always come back to is the difference between, well, not the difference between us and anybody else, but like the thing that separates us is that every single one of us always, when we were starting, we're always like,
Welcoming everyone.
yeah. So like we had a very welcoming mentality. It was very much, yo, we can all do this together. We were doing anything and everything for free and for the love of just doing it. Making content for the love of content, creating things for other people for free because you just appreciated being there and you wanted to give back. Like that was what it was all about. Shooting for free, fucking shooting for free, shooting for free, doing everything for other people and just knowing that it will always come back around. Not taking clothes when you're shooting, like knowing that it will always come back around at the end. And it does, and it always does. So it's like you can't rush that that part in between grinding and doing that and just doing it because you love it and because you want to and you believe in yourself and doing it as a full-time job, because there's a point in the middle where you don't know how long that's going to last.
Yeah.
For you, it might have only been this much time. For you, it might have been so much that you can never tell how long it is, but that's also not something you ever want to rush. That in
You
between
really do
time.
need to love what you do because like
Exactly,
we were
yeah.
so excited to do whatever we did.
Exactly.
You don't think about. Remember we were flying in Miami. We didn't have money to buy tickets to Miami. We were flying.
forgot about
we were,
that
we were
Miami
flying
trip.
every weekend somewhere just like
Tampa,
to connect.
yeah.
Tampa
Tampa, like,
trip,
just to
yeah.
connect with the people, but we
Yeah,
didn't
Tampa
have
time.
money to pay a tickets
Yeah,
even.
shit,
like
bro.
there was the less money that we were just. But that's why we're here today because of those little things. Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
LA.
No, exactly
Remember
like
we
you
went to LA
Yeah.
with the zoo culture?
Zoo culture.
Yeah, shot for raw gear.
Yeah.
Shop for Roger.
Yeah, you shot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but
'Cause at that
bro,
time you were shooting with
that wasn't
Alphalete.
even
Yeah.
planned. Like we just
We
Just
put
fucking
ourselves,
did
we
it, bro.
forced
Just-
ourselves.
we were
ourselves
at
there.
that time. We were everywhere.
we put ourselves at the raw gear shoot. We showed up at the raw gear
no,
shoot.
he put me on because they wanted to shoot with him, and he was
Yeah.
like, "I really can't because I'm doing this thing with Alphalete." But like Harry will do it. I'm just sitting there like fucking playing with
Well,
my
I think I
feet
was
or something.
connected.
And they're like that kid. Like, all right,
I
fuck
think
it.
I was connected to Christian,
Yeah.
like just from DM, and I was like,
Isaiah
yo,
Christian.
yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
I think I said like, can I pull up and do BTS
Yeah.
or something? You know what I'm saying? Like
And
once
then we
again,
met Joe
not looking
Andrews for the
shit.
first time.
We meet Joe Andrews. We meet all these people, and it's just those little interactions that end up becoming. Now you're like smoking weed with him and playing.
Whoa, wait, whoa,
whoa,
it's LA, it's LA, in LA.
LA.
Yeah.
Now you're like
Yeah,
smoking
no, we're
with him,
just
playing like
chilling.
fucking chat. Like
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
time though, you don't
Yeah.
think that
Yeah.
because you're just
Yeah.
like you're just meeting someone for the first time, but you're
Right.
not like, bro, this could lead to something else. Like,
And it always does.
It always
bro, like,
does,
I mean,
bro.
when I was lifting with Joe in LA, dude, we're talking business together. We're talking about this and that. Like, you never know. Yeah. So if you were to even just like that one,
that little thing
random
showing up at a raw gear
offshoot
shoot.
relationship that I have with Joe, you can track it all the way back through, yes, sending that trip to LA, not having a clue about what was going on.
Noel
Dorian
was there.
getting asked to shoot because conveniently so-and-so was there who had a shoot set up because you knew Christian. Like, all of this stems from, bro, like, yeah, I don't know, man.
It just stems back.
Yeah.
Like
The
first-
origins. The origins.
yeah, the
But it's
beginning,
always
like,
about just fucking going and do it. Just putting yourself in that position, putting yourself
doing
there
it.
in the first place.
Yeah.
That's why we always preach, even now, even though there's so many motherfucking people out there doing it here, or so you think. Unless you're there, you will never know what opportunity will get dropped in your lap. You never know if you're the last photographer in the gym and someone needs a shot, that's the photo that's going to go on the Explore, and that's the one that's going to get your page rolling. You
It's just
never
right place,
know
right time.
unless you're
But
there.
you gotta be present.
Yeah.
Bro, fucking regiment, dude. Sush was outside Alphalete by the ramp. He's like, I had my camera on me, like in my hand. He's like, yo, you think you just get a few shots of like this bracelet that's
Oh,
dropping?
with the
Yeah, remember he
barbed
was
wire
holding
in the
the fence?
background? Yeah.
Post it on the page.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
Just 'cause you're
I was
there.
just there holding my
Mine
camera.
and your picture for Alphalete also was immediately.
Yeah,
Where
bro.
we took a picture 3 seconds, in 3 seconds.
Oh yeah, that was it's a website.
Yeah, they drop it on the website immediately.
It was shit
yeah.
like that that made me realize I'm like, bro, I could do this shit. Like I'm doing it. Like I could just take it to the next level. Like let's fucking do it. But one thing I want to say is like, I love my job, right? I love what I do now, work for YoungLA, but nothing will compare to that, the grind.
Mhm.
I agree.
The beginning.
I don't want to say
very
I'm
beginning.
at my destination, but I do think I got to my dream. I'm doing what I love and like who I'm involved with, but nothing can compare to the road that took me here.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I
that,
agree.
you can't explain it. Like the fucking grind,
The feeling we
trying to
had,
make this,
the
trying to
feeling
get
we
here.
had during that time was like
So
It's
different.
just-
you
bro.
guys
It's
are there right
excitement
now.
every day,
Appreciate
you know?
that.
Yeah.
Appreciate the moment right now where everything's unsure. Like it sucks. Every day sucks because you wake up and nothing's guaranteed. Every day you wake up, you're like, this could be gone in a month. But that's the shit that lights
Bro,
your fire.
I just
That's
hope
what
people
gets
listen
you.
to this shit, bro. Because like,
Yeah.
I sometimes I look at my page now and I'm like, not that this isn't me, but it's like, bro, go down. I'm like,
Yeah.
go look. Like this is not.
Yeah, where it all
This is
started.
not my life.
it really hit me whenever we all pulled up to the parking lot last night and we were wearing the brands that we all represented. I was just
Yeah.
like,
That is crazy.
this is
Like we didn't pay for any clothes that we're
I was
wearing
like,
at the
wow,
time.
they're wearing their YoungLA.
Used to wear fucking Amazon.
DORIAN's
fucking
and
hoodies.
Alphalete. I'm in GBT. Is
Yeah.
like, wow, like this is
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is us,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we did it.
Working
From a
on
little house of
A
vibes.
little Airbnb.
Should we
Yeah,
say
get the lab going.
what I thought we're gonna say
No, what?
where we at right now and start what's
Yeah.
going on. I know
Yeah.
we are
Yeah,
already
let's do-
deep in,
let's-
but
that. Yeah. I mean, I guess we missed
recently, like because we did podcast November, right?
Yeah. The last time we were all
So like
talking.
since then, let's just say
Well, our house did get flooded.
Yeah.
You
Let's
guys,
not
if
forget
you
that.
watch the pod, you know about that.
Yeah. The day before Christmas, or was it the day before Christmas Eve? I think it was the 23rd of December.
23rd.
Our
Yeah.
house, our old house flooded, and so from New York, or wherever else we were like, Dorian calls me on the phone. I'm literally at dinner with my family, and he's like, "Dude," it's like sends a photo to
Bro.
me or a video. He's like, "How do I
Video
turn the
group
water off?" I'm like, "Oh my god!" And so I tried to tell him where like the water shut off was. Eventually, we got it, but like the
Yeah.
house was so unbelievably flooded by then that we just lost a ton of shit. A lot of our podcast equipment had to completely move out the house. And so that really forced the next stage of our lives. And we talked about this last night.
I laughed.
Sometimes I
watched the video. I literally started. I was like,
sometimes
make this
in
up, bro.
life,
Couldn't believe it.
really, and dude, I'll talk about. I have so many instances of this happening. Sometimes some really fucked up shit has to happen for you to move on to the next chapter of your life,
Yeah.
and it forces you to do that.
I
And
actually.
whether it's a shitty breakup, whether it's your boss being a dickhead, like sometimes things have to come to a point, whether it's your fucking house flooding, sometimes things need to get to a point where it's so egregious and in your face, being like, yo, move the fuck on. Like that's what it takes. And that was the end of HOV2.
Yeah,
HOV
I
the
think
start
the
of
the
this.
fucking universe did that
Broke our pipe.
for a reason.
They broke our pipe.
Yeah.
It wasn't the weather. Universe, bro.
Because
Swear
the
to God.
timing of that is just not. There's no way that's a coincidence.
Yeah, it's a challenge. It's another
That
challenge.
The year
And we
literally was
fucking-
coming to an end. Like this year that we just had, this amazing year, and it was just like,
1 year. It was actually 1 year. It was
1 year.
It was
since we
1
did
year
our
on the
second
day,
house.
bro.
exactly, yeah.
and it was just like, boom.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's a fucking slap in the face.
Yeah.
Now what are you gonna do?
We
With it?
fucking loved it. I don't know. I was like, fuck it. Cool.
I
All right,
literally-
we
I
got an
laughed.
next play. Yeah.
I was pre-gaming
We
with
got
my
an-
friends. I'm like pre-gaming, like I'm like chilling. I got a drink in my hand. I'm like,
Oh, my shit
what the
just.
fuck? My friend's like, what's wrong? I'm like,
I just lost
bro,
thousands
I'm
of
like,
dollars in
my
my
house.
shit.
Dude, I remember leaving I was at work. I left my patient's room after like doing something crazy, and I look at my phone. I'm like, my house is flooding.
like a fucking like,
To the-
feet
I'm
of
like, to the
water.
dog-
And I'm
I'm like,
swimming
my
in a
house-
house, bro.
My house is flooding. To the doctors.
I'll never forget. I'll never forget. I locked my phone. I just put it down. I'm like, I just took a sip of my wine. I was like, here we go. Here's
Bro,
another
I
like.
saw the water. I was like, bro, I'm
I was
gonna
like, here's
leave.
another
I'm gonna
fucking
leave this. I'm
challenge,
going.
Dorian wanted to dip.
Dorian gave
Oh
up.
fuck
Yeah,
this.
I sat down at the restaurant on the ground and I just put my hands in my face.
I
and
did the
was
same,
like-
bro. I was just like,
I
here we
li- I
go.
literally
Here's
sat
another
there.
fucking
I must have looked like a crazy person to everyone else at the restaurant because it's fucking Christmas time. And I was just like,
curveball.
I was like, all right. And immediately I'm still there. I go on Airbnb and I start like messaging a bunch of people like trying to get our place for like, and then we had it booked like 2 days later. The next
Now we're
place.
here.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. bro.
Reunion pod.
It's literally insane. I really hope if you're watching this, you listen all the way through because
It's a
It
crazy
doesn't end.
story.
It doesn't end.
There's so much we didn't go over, but that was like a quick summary.
Well, next time when Harry comes again, then we're gonna continue.
Yeah.
Where we are.
Yeah.
So I guess we do want to. I always want to end with appreciation for. I know we said it a bunch, but like appreciation for everyone and everything that got us to that point.
yeah,
or to get us to the point where we are now, like
Yeah.
from the
All
bottom
those-
up.
all those little
Friggin'
things, bro.
Swolium, Mike,
Yeah.
Remington, dude, everyone,
Marco.
Hank, Marco,
I've always
everyone
thanked Marco, bro.
that was part of this journey that got us to here.
No,
Yo.
Jesus, don't hit the mic, bro.
Nah, for real though, bro. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, again, like we definitely
Boys
missed
are
some
back.
stuff, but like
we missed a
we'll do
lot of
another
things,
one.
but yeah, we
lot.
definitely need to do it. We can talk
It's a
for
long
5 hours. Yeah.
We could talk for like
Bro, it's
5
gonna be a
hours.
4-hour pod if we're gonna talk about all that shit.
Yeah.
Give us 2 sentences of where you're at right now, Aaron.
2 sentences.
Yeah, just what's going on.
So currently, I'm in grad school still. I'm
One
still
sentence.
working as a nurse part time, and now I'm trying to take that step forward to be more of a creative director,
What's your shoe
media,
size?
and
Full-time.
marketing for GBT.
What up, dude?
Working along.
Sorry.
No, we'll
All those
say
people.
after we're done.
Yeah.
with
What's
it.
going on, bro? Where you at?
I am in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Been
Oh.
there.
Ah,
Been there.
John Jones is from there, bro.
John Jones.
You know Bones Jones?
Jones, baby.
All right, we got the OG squad here today. We got Harry, Dorian, and then Aaron.
What up?
My man.
You got a question for all of us that we can answer?
I do. So one thing that I always think about, especially it's kind of funny that you mentioned John Jones, because I was thinking about like fighters, right? I used to work at an MMA gym,
Yep.
and one thing that these fighters do, man, is they put all their eggs in one basket, right? And once they hit that point, the UFC is no longer there. Like they do their fights, they do their contract.
Yeah.
It's like, what do they have left, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it could kind of be the same thing with like being an influencer or doing X,
100%.
Y, Z. It's like an opportunity, right?
Yes.
So how do you want to use your opportunity to benefit you for the rest of your life? Because everything that you guys have can be maybe short-lived, or you don't know how long you're going to be able to ride that wave for. So what opportunity? You get what I'm kind of saying?
No,
That's the greatest question we've gotten on
That's
the
literally
podcast.
an amazing
It's a
question.
deep-
Fantastic question.
I'll go first, I guess. That's why we do always preach, like, don't chase a code, right? Focus on yourself. Focus on creating your value. Obviously, I work for YoungLA, right? And I love my job, but I can't look at that like as a security blanket. Like that's going to be forever. You know what I'm saying? That's why I still focus on growing my personal stuff. I have a YouTube. I do the pod. I do all this stuff because it's not guaranteed, you know, but it's how you leverage that, right? I've made so many amazing relationships from working with YoungLA, and it's what I do with those relationships that's going to help me keep growing. And, you know, it's not just settling for what I'm doing now. You know, I think about different avenues I can go down, different business ventures I could start, like something like Brandon starting Boulevard, right? Shit like that. And it's exciting to know that I'm working for a company that I have all these dope relationships with, of people that I can grow with. And I think more outside the box than just this. I just do photos and videos. You know what I'm saying? I think about things I could do with the athletes and traveling and all that type of stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that answered the question, but I just,
No, it's good. It's good.
yeah, hope you know what I mean.
I think similar to what he said, it's all about basically you're like treating yourself as a brand and a business. And
yeah.
like if you get the opportunity and platform from a company to represent them, that's fantastic. But that is just one stepping stone along building your brand and your business and your relationship. So you should be doing 5 or 6 or 7 different things on the side while you're trying to promote that brand, because you never know what things are going to pick up steam as you go. And you can totally drop some things as they come and they go, but you should definitely look to do as many things as you can while that come up is occurring. And that way, because you're right, inevitably that is going to go away, right? If you were to remove, with all of us, if you were to remove the brand sponsorships that we have, what do you have left? And can you survive off that? The answer is yes. And so that should be, if you're an influencer somewhere and you all you have is the code or all you have is that one brand, you got to be looking to do other things, whatever that is. Yeah. And you could go on forever about this, but that's basically the bottom line.
Yeah.
And then that's like one thing that's tough that I always think about is like our bodies are only temporary. Our bodies are only
Exactly.
good for so long. So how long are we able going to be to ride the wave of being
Exactly.
shredded or being
Right.
aesthetic?
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
So-
And if that's all you got, then like it's like what did you do with your chance? You know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And some people, for some people, like we talked about this in the pod today, some people that might be like 10 years and some people it might be 6 months. So like you said, you never know how long that's going to be. So every minute that you are in that come up, every minute you should be looking to diversify.
Yeah.
I think so.
No, I agree totally with him. For example, he just said, I blew up based on physique, right? Like, and I don't want to live like that. I don't want to build my life based on being shredded whole life, right? So with that said, you definitely need to immediately come up with a plan. Yeah, I'm currently, for example, building business, app, web page. Those are the things that's going to always last, right? So let's say IG, right now, something happens and there's no IG anymore, right? No one can find your code. No one can find your workouts, whatever you do. You have an app, for example. App is always there. You can use app. People gonna buy from the app. People gonna buy from a website your plans.
YouTube.
Business, having your own business. After that, you can retire from being an influencer. You run your own business, right? So I think that's the most important. Being influencer sets you up. You are already like way ahead of everyone else starting business, right? So when you start business, people already know about you. So that's probably gonna be way easier for you as a person, as an influencer at that time than someone that no one knows about, right? So that's definitely the right time to start thinking about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I kind of did the reverse of what everyone did. I already had like a career, and I was putting all my eggs in the basket in my nursing career. And then I realized like I have kind of like a safety net now where I can always go back to this. And then that's when I began exploring videography, photography, like marketing, clothes, and all that stuff. So I had that security first. And then I went to go pursue what I love, which is actually slowly taking off now. But I know I can always fall back on my original job if I needed to.
Yeah.
That was a great question, bro.
Yeah, that was a good question.
Thank you, man. I watch every episode I've been waiting to jump on, man. I've been waiting to get
What's
on
his name?
live, so I'm glad I was able to chat with you guys. It was a real pleasure.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate
Great
you, bro.
question, man.
What's his name?
Thank you, man. Have a good day, bro.
All
You
right.
too, brother.
All right, peace.
Someone said, "Who edits the pod?"
Hey, Elliot. Wait, Elliot. Has Elliot told? Have you been telling people know your story and where you're at in your life right now?
Oh, peace.
What's that? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me.
You said your whole spiel on here. Yeah, the magic pod.
Um,
That was a fucking great question. Holy shit.
Yeah, it was.
That was a good question.
I do want to pick up where we left off there. I just want a quick summary
Did you
of
finish?
Dorian. Yeah, Dorian, where you're at
Uh,
since November, really, when you moved
Since
out.
November, well, to be honest, like I was saying, I'm prepping for a pro card this year, which is gonna be I already have show, so I'm gonna try to get a pro card at Olympia Amateur. That's gonna be the first show. But with that said, like as I said, like being shredded, this and that, that's like I kind of put up social media, not fully. I'm still posting every single day, but it's not the same, right? I'm just posting to be there so people know that I'm still there. But I'm not focusing this time like to grow my social media. So I kind of took that prep at the same time to build my business, to build my webpage, to build my app. Also started doing that recently. Shout out Rob Lipset. He connected me with his app
Shout out
company.
Rob.
So those are the three things that I'm trying to finish this year. There's 4 big things actually. So getting a pro card, start my own business with Alex Toplin, and webpage is almost there. It's supposed to be done already, but it's gonna be there in maybe a month, and an app. Those 4 things, if I pull out this year, it's
all gonna happen.
Yeah,
That's
and
fucking
after
dope.
and after that, basically, I'm gonna run the show. I'm gonna be shredded again, so that content. Then I'm gonna again focus on
200K.
social media.
Yeah.
Back, yeah. That's the plan.
Shred the reels. Come back.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Harry?
So the biggest thing, I moved out to LA at the end of last year. I'm still there right now. I moved out there for YoungLA and for Boulevard for the start of the Brandon's sunglasses company, and that is going to continue to be a big push for this year as we grow it. So YoungLA and Boulevard are big reasons for me being there, and then third is management. So I've got some big things planned in the next 2 months here with management, and I hope to have a lot more details to share with you guys once that starts to roll out. But that is what I've really found. What I keep coming back to, things I'm really passionate about. So I just want to make sure that I'm the best at that I can be, and that's going to be the goal for this year, is to really build that brand, build that foundation, and that trust that I have with the connections that I have.
2023, man.
Joseph?
I'm fucking living the dream, man.
You fucking?
I'm fucking.
Hey.
Fucking. Yeah, I'm still
Those are the
doing.
funniest things said all day.
Still doing full-time YoungLA photography, videography, a lot of the YoungLA for her stuff out here. Working with Gorilla Mine has been great. And I'm just blessed. I really love my job, and I'm excited to see where it takes me this year, because it's already taken me so many dope places, met so many crazy people that I never thought I'd meet just from my fucking camera. And it's exciting, man. And I was able to now employ Elliot. I got Elliot a job with YoungLA, and that's like one of the proudest things is like how dope now that I'm in a position where I could fucking give other people opportunities, and it's just sick. And I'm just really just working on my craft this year. Like I obviously love what I do. I'm good at it, but I want to really take it to the next level. I'm tired of feeling I'm doing the same type of content. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
feel that.
I just bought After Effects.
Yeah, come on, get
So-
at him, bro.
Just dabbled into After Effects, and I had a meeting actually with Juan today. I called Juan
Yeah.
on FaceTime because see, like that's what I do when I want to learn something. I try to do it myself, but I reach out to people that I know do the thing that I want to learn how to do. So Juan, shout out Juan, Alex Toplin's videographer. FaceTimed him. I'm like, yo, just copped After Effects. I was like, help me out. He just gave me some tips. We just had a phone call meeting this morning, and just want to better myself in every way possible this year.
Hell yeah.
Keep
Now
growing.
When we
Yeah.
put it out there, I'm interested. Like in the end of this year, we need to do a podcast again.
I was
and
gonna
see-
say, yeah, the next time
Like
we're
a
all together.
reevaluate.
because things can change. A lot of things can change.
Yeah.
Whatever we
changes
said
in
right
1
now.
month,
Bro, yeah.
No, whatever we said right now is a
No,
plan.
I know.
A lot of things may be even bigger than that we said,
Yeah.
or like things can change throughout the.
It's just crazy,
You know,
bro. Like,
Might be in a different house. Who knows?
one
might be
month,
with a
2
different
months.
company. Might be with you never know.
Yeah, that's
It
this.
just
That's
changes so fast, bro.
That's the thing. Like all of this that we just talked about, most of it occurred within
Literally everything
8
we talk
months.
about.
Most of what we talked about occurred within 8 months.
Yeah.
But then like it has been a year plus
It's
since
been, like-
I moved in, but like
It's been less than 2 years. Everything
Less
we just
than 2
spoke about
years,
was less than 2
2
years.
years in June for me.
Yeah.
from
So-
from nothing, from literally moving to a different country.
Yeah.
From dude, I don't
Crying in
know.
the back.
We literally just when people say, I'm just warming up. We literally just started. Like it's ridiculous. I said like especially like social media goes up and down, right? That's why I said like it took a little bit of time because now social media is different. So like everyone's algorithms is fucked up, whatever.
Yeah, it's
But that's right now why I'm trying to do that, right? But
you can't control that.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
accepted that. I can't control like
Exactly.
how Instagram is.
sometimes you blow up, sometimes you don't. But that changes, yeah, as already said.
Yeah.
In the end of the day, bro, we're always gonna like come back to this, like sitting
Always
at the
come
table,
back.
and yeah,
Don't
I'm
forget
very
your
interested what's
Yeah.
gonna happen, bro, in the end of the year and everything.
I do not want to. I don't want to leave out a big thank you to Gary, Brandon, YoungLA, everyone involved. That where we're at currently. So we sort of
yeah.
gave thanks to everyone that started it out, but like to continue to grow, I owe a huge thank you to those
Oh
guys.
hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you to
I-
Russ
And
and
anyone
Juan.
else we left out, yeah. Anyone else that we might have left out, like if we could speak on this for 5 hours, we still wouldn't be able
Yeah,
to talk.
Yeah.
about
we could
everyone.
keep going all day.
Yeah. But yeah, just the guys that none of us did this by ourselves. I hope you realize from that conversation, no one by themselves. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for every single one of these guys here. And same for everybody.
I'd
So
say the
like
same. Yep.
don't come out here thinking you're gonna do it yourself. Don't come out here wanting to do it yourself. Come out here, dude. Like the dream is to
Grow with
build
your
something
friends.
with your homies, right? So fucking take care and love those people who are around you, and you guys can hopefully sit at a table together like we did last night and laugh about some of the shit that you guys did and share about the futures that you guys are hoping for each other. So
Because at the time it's like, what the fuck are we doing?
yeah,
But then when
It's
it
still
works
like
out,
that. Makes sense.
it works out. You're like, that's why that
Yeah.
happened. That's why we did that. That's why we went there.
All right, thanks
All right.
for watching, guys.
Episode 45.
Group hug.
45.
Group
goddamn.
hug.
House of Vibes.
Vibes. Let's go.